It's a trap!
So, guess who saw Godzilla vs. Kong? And now he's a happy little boy. Anyway, guys, I pretty much went to see Godzilla vs. Kong, and the best thing I could pretty much say was that this movie was everything I was looking for in a Godzilla Kong throwdown, and two epic monsters just clashing with each other and just kicking the everlasting crap out of each other. The movie Godzilla vs. Kong was something that was in the works, and that has been like, you know, been building up to this moment, because first we had the Godzilla movie that got released in 2014, then we had Kong Skull Island, then after that we had Godzilla King of the Monsters, and now here we are at Godzilla vs. Kong. And it was everything I wanted in a gigantic monster throwdown. It was Godzilla fight Kong, and literally it was bad ass. Like, literally the fights were badass. Like, every single time when they would pretty much show up on screen and they were just kicking the shit out of each other, I was just sitting there hopping up and down in my seat like, oh, they're kicking the shit out of each other, and it was just so fantastic to watch. I love it. And I'm not gonna spoil anything here, but let's go ahead and talk about the problem I had with this movie, which is the same problem I had with all the other monster movies, and that is every single time when you pretty much see the monsters throw down and everything, we always come back to the humans, which is not really a big issue here because you're going to need them to explain the plot a little bit or pretty much show some human emotion to show that what's going on through their head. Let me go ahead and talk about them for a little bit. So we have this girl here who is the last native of her village after it was flooded by Skull Island's natural rains, and then next thing you know, Kong pretty much saved her, and then next thing you know, they just formed like a bond and everything. Like, she understands everything about him, and you know, she pretty much has that connection with him. But I knew it, you knew it, everybody knew what the hell the whole point of the movie was. This whole movie was a point to see these two titans clash, just so we could see them fight something that is way more dangerous than them, which would lead up to a team up, because that's basically what we wanted to see. We just wanted to see monsters throw down just so they could team up, just so they could kick the other thing's ass. Who were they fighting? I can't really tell you, but when you go and see the movie yourself, you will see exactly what I'm talking about. And seeing Godzilla and Kong fighting each other is probably like the highlight of the film. And as the movie goes on, it gets like really fucking confusing, because then we get to the point where we see where Kong's ancestors come from, and it's not Skull Island. I can't really say what it is, but it's not Skull Island. It's something similar to Skull Island, but it's not Skull Island. And I'm just sitting here like, where the frick did this come from? It's one of those things that where the movie is just throwing a lot at you, and you know they're just making up bullshit as they're going along with it. And then there's this like this whole thing where there's this plan to try to make Godzilla look like evil and shit, and it's just so they can pretty much like take him out of the equation, so that way they can pretty much establish themselves as, you know, humans are the dominant species by this asshat here, because, you know, big corporation guy evil, and you know, he wants to take it down monsters so he can rule over the world and shit like that. I don't even know at this point. I just stopped giving a shit. I really did. Like, every single time when it gets to the human characters, I just go in and out. Like, I don't fucking care. Like, I want to see Kong and Godzilla fight, and that's it. Like, bro, like, I understand you had to get the human characters in there just so they can explain exposition of what is going on, or just tell us exactly like what's going on, or establish some emotions on how they feel and how they're pretty much taking care of each other. I get that, but still, when you're making a movie called Godzilla vs. Kong, I want to see more Godzilla versus Kong. Like, bro, you just going in, and then you just like showing us all of this shit and explaining it, and I'm just sitting here like, I don't care. What I can say and not spoil this movie for you is that this movie pretty much gives you what you want, a monster throwdown between Godzilla and Kong, but it also pretty much, like, you know, opens up, you know, a gateway to more MonsterVerse movies that are going to be made in the future. We learn more about Kong and Godzilla's ancestries, because it turns out that they've been rivals for the longest time, because their kind have been fighting each other. It goes into more depth with their history, and it goes into more depth of Kong's history, because let's be real here, Kong only got one movie out of the whole MonsterVerse, while Godzilla had two. So we don't really know that much about Kong or where he comes from or why he's the last of his kind. Well, we know why he's the last of his kind, but we don't know what his ancestors pretty much did or where they came from. And in this movie, you'll get all that. You'll get all that. You'll get explanation of why they pretty much like have this rivalry going on and stuff like that. And you still get your big monsters throwdown. So anyway, guys, Godzilla vs. Kong is probably like one of the best movies I've pretty much seen, right next to Raya and the Last Dragon. Godzilla vs. Kong. You can pretty much blame me for being a fanboy. You can blame me for being a Godzilla nerd, but I have to give Godzilla vs. Kong a definite 8 out of 10. I have to give it an 8 out of 10 because literally you gave me what I want. You gave me giant monsters fighting, but when you gave me humans like you do with every other monster movie, yes, freaking bore me. But anyway, guys, if you haven't seen Godzilla vs. Kong, please give it a watch. Watch it on HBO Max. Go to the theaters to watch it. But anyway, guys, what do you think about Godzilla vs. Kong? Have you seen it? Who do you think is the best? Who do you think is pretty much going to get a new movie later on? Whatever you think, comment below and let me know. And also, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and ring the bell so you get notified. Anyway, guys, I'm Crazy Ken, and I'm out. Peace.